A very good afternoon to you all, wherever you are, to today's edition of Unlocked SK, the original interactive talk show, broadcasting to you live from a micro streaming studio here on the beautiful island of Corfu in sunny Greece. We're also available in superb quality on YouTube, the video platform that is vimeo.com, and of course Twitter and Twitter's Periscope. And as always, I'm very pleased to say that we have the help and assistance of our wonderful producer, Claire Haas, who will be answering all your comments on Facebook Live Messenger and taking those elusive calls on Skype. And of course, no broadcast would be complete without the irredoubtable, irrepressible, one and only Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hello, Adrian. How are you, man?
I'm
You're
fine.
right. You're looking
yes.
okay. Good intro.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching again. You're right.
Yes, I am very well. And
What
it's
a day, huh?
beautiful day, sunny, clear. The atmosphere is very clear here, and it's at 22 degrees centigrade, in case you want to know. But yesterday, Thomas, do you know, the drive after the programme back home was absolutely stunning. There was something extra special in the light yesterday. The sun was going down, but there was this mist that you had to drive through. So the whole experience of the journey was really quite magical.
Yes, it was indeed. And hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching again. I hope today we don't have these problems we had yesterday.
We're touching wood, guys.
We're touching wood. I had a long telephone conversation with Cosmo Day yesterday because I got so annoyed. I knew exactly what the problem is, but they have to admit that because in the end of the day, you're lying to people if you don't tell them what's going on. But I have to say, it was a fantastic phone call. They were very friendly. I tweeted that, and I got then a private message on Twitter from Cosmo Day to talk with me quickly of what's going on. That was great. That's why I tagged them in, at Cosmo Day. So, but okay, they said to us, there's a problem. They have engineers on the island, and there is a problem with the 4G, especially 3G. And some of you probably noticed there is no 3G. At the moment, I can't get 3G. When there's no 4G, it doesn't switch to 3G at all.
Right.
So they working very, very hard on that. So I made some adjustments. I hope these adjustments are working. I had to lower, of course, the quality of the stream, but I hope it's not affecting anybody. And thanks for writing in. Thanks for tuning in again. It's fantastic, guys. Richard Zebedee saying, hi, Thomas and Adrian and Claire. How are you today? Yeah, we're great.
We're very well. Thank you for asking, Richard. Bless you. Cheers.
Waiki Wanning is saying, good afternoon. Hope you all are great, happy today. We are bright and happy today. Definitely. Yes. No question about
Absolutely.
that. It's only, when you have a little bit of stress going on, it's different, isn't it?
Well, yes, you could say that. You're often in the hot seat, Thomas, that is for sure.
But it's great. And Stuart Maroon is saying, hi, guys. Nice and sunny in the northeast again today.
Oh, that's
Hello,
good.
Claire. He says, Margaret Johnston, hi, guys. Hope everybody is okay. Oh, Sullivan Kevin is saying, Cassiope rules, okay? Miss it so much. Great.
Of course, yes. Everybody loves Cassiope. We keep reading about Cassiope, and we mustn't forget about the Kalami cats that are nearby, I think.
No, exactly. There's the Kalami cats nearby.
Yeah.
So if there's any strays out there, guys, you can see them. Please help out a little bit. Feed them. Give them water, especially when it's getting hot now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes, it is. We must think of the poor old strays, and there are a lot, unfortunately, roaming the island. But as always, it's lovely to have you all on board, and we all hope you're enjoying your day as much as we are here on this beautiful island. I wish you were here. We all do that, don't we, Thomas?
Yeah, exactly. And here, I'm going to share now the view we have from our van.
Ah, beautiful.
It's great. We're lucky where we park. It's really, really great. So Richard is saying it's 23 degrees here. Hot in Bournemouth, and whole next week up to 27. I know it's getting hotter and hotter.
That's hot.
And Julie came, hello from Edinburgh.
Hi,
fabulous day again. I'm working from my garden. Nice. That's when they can work from home and they can sit in the garden. Oh, well, great.
Yeah, Julie needs a nice little bit of downtime. She's worked very hard on the front line with the testing of COVID-19.
Yes, and she stopped now at the moment. She's back to the original, and that's organizing in Boots all the delivery drivers, and transport, and that's quite a thing there, definitely. But let's get on. There's so many writing, and guys, thanks so much for writing, for commenting. If there's anything you would like to know, don't hesitate. Write into us now with your questions regarding holidaying, probably because that's one of the number one
It is. People on
talk
number one
about
topic
at the moment,
on
isn't
their
it? This is
minds.
the topic,
Yes,
definitely.
it is. Yeah, absolutely. We've got quite a bit of news to depart during the programme on that subject. But you know, Thomas, we're not alone experiencing internet problems. We had good replies from a couple of our long-standing trusted viewers. Helena Warbar was telling us that the same problems affect her parents who are in Athens with Cosmote.
Wow.
She was irritated that they're using the COVID-19 card as an umbrella of the world.
When you look at here on the island now, it's like nothing ever happened.
Well, yes, we'll show you what we mean a little bit later on.
Yeah, let me say more hellos, and that's so great. Thanks, guys, for writing in. Jenny Helbert is saying, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to you. Penny is writing in, hello from sunny London.
Oh,
Dom Giddings, hello from a very warm Aberdore. Hope everybody is safe and well. Yes, we are. Simon Berry, good afternoon. My thermometer in my garden says Manchester.
Fantastic. Manchester is hotter than Corfu. Would you, Adam and Eve it?
Great, yeah. Hi, Steve
one.
Bowers. Hi from a very hot Manchester.
Hi,
just
Steve.
missing a pool or beach. No, we can. We got that. No, we are so
yes,
lucky.
We're lucky there.
I mean, it's 180 meters from the bus. I measured that. Mate.
Oh, really?
180
Okay,
meters
well
from
done.
the bus down to the beach. So it's great. It's fantastic. And if you want to know where that view is from, that's from the southeast coast. Just that's Notos, and that's smack bang next to Petriti, with a little fantastic fishing harbor. Still a very important fishing harbor in today's time.
It's still the number one fishing harbour on the island. It has the most numbers of trawlermen, I do believe. Some large boats at all sizes there, and they do at least 2 catches a day, I do believe. I think if I remember rightly, it depends on seasonal fish.
Seasonal fishing, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely, and something to do with the full moon too.
Oh, it's always something to do with the moon.
Yeah, I know it's
sardines. I think
sardines.
that's the one. Yes. Sardines and the moon are very important together.
Because the great fish festival, what happened in Pentati and in Petriti. So this is 2 villages we visited for the fish sardine festival. No? And has something to do with the moon. I think when it's too moony.
You're too moony, you don't see any sardines, no. So the sardines, we don't want the moon. Any other time, the moon's most welcome, of course.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it's great. And so there we are on the southeast coast. Southeast coast, isn't it?
Yes, we're definitely on the southeast coast, Thomas, yes.
I have no idea anymore, but Andrea Cortina is writing and saying, hello, I'm missing Greece. Yes, I believe you.
Oh, hi,
Andrea. Hopefully you can come very, very soon. It's a hello from Los Angeles from our Andrea. Guys, thank you so much for writing in and saying hello. Christopher Tabane is saying, hi guys, we are in Guvia and Kontukali yesterday. Excellent takeaway from the red chili. I have no idea where the red chili is, but I heard about it. But
it's in that street where there's lots of little shops right in the middle of Guvia. I think there's 2 such eateries as the red chili. I haven't had the pleasure as yet. Well, bon appetit and calorexy, Chris.
Yes, and here Jane Petit is writing in. Hi Jane, she says positive news from Matt Hancock today. He is not ruling out holidays abroad from July, so fingers crossed. I hope so. We are due to fly on the 4th till the 20th of July. So I hope that's gonna happen for you guys, but everything points to it.
Yes,
doesn't it?
That's the first bit of positive news we've heard from Matt Hancock in relation to international holidays ever, I think. So that's a great bit of news. Yes, we'll take some crumbs of comfort from that one.
Yeah, so, but there's a lot. There's also a big call now from the travel agents and tour operators in the United Kingdom to scrap that 14 days quarantine.
Absolutely, yes. It hasn't gone down well with the entire travel industry of the United Kingdom. You were telling me about Andrew Neil's tweet. 7 cabinet ministers and loads of Tory MPs are dead against it as well. We should point out that it hasn't been set in stone as yet. And some countries who originally were going to implement a 14-day quarantine have all of a sudden backtracked. For instance, Spain, they've removed that 14-day quarantine caveat. So I think really we could possibly see some more movement here from the British government, I reckon, on this quarantine business. I don't think it's a done deal, and I don't think it's set in stone.
It's set in stone, no, definitely not.
Hey, let's hope not.
But it would be a great thing, when everything, it seems here on the island like nothing ever happened. Everything opened up. This with social distancing, we got some pictures in a minute. We have to talk about it because it's very, very strange of what's happening. But here, Anthony van der Krank is saying, Guten Abend, Thomas, Claire, and Adrian. Hello to you too.
Guten Abend to
Guten
you,
Abend. And Thomas D. Miko is saying hello from New York City.
Wow.
Hello, Thomas. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys doing much better now. So
they've had it very rough and hard in New York, and I really hope so too. It's great to hear from someone in the wonderful, great city of New York. I say that as a Londoner, but truly, New York is one of the greatest cities of the world.
Yeah, and we're sending you guys there in New York City lots of love from Corfu, of course, and hope the whole thing is getting better. The situation is really horrifying, when you look through the news. The last, 3, 4, 5 weeks now, and this is one terrible figure after another. So I hope it is they're gonna get ahead of the whole thing.
Absolutely. Can I just go back to the subject of the dreaded internet? Thank you, Carlos Rizzo, for giving us a load of pointers. You were pointing out that we should do perhaps a speed test at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's a good one. Also, you're saying that 4G should be 80 Mbps download and 30 to 35 upload. I'm not sure what we are here, but you give us one piece of good news to look forward to. 2 years' time, Thomas. Don't forget Elon Musk's Starlink satellite system is going to be online, hopefully, and there'll be hopefully giving 2 gigabytes per second. How about that? But I'm afraid we've got to wait for 2 years on that.
Oh, yeah, you're going to make me all fizzy now talking. I know I spoke with Carlos yesterday quickly with messages, and he's working on a couple of things there with SpaceX and of course Starlink. And this system, if they pull that one off, gonna be fantastic.
Transform
2 gigabytes.
Yes,
that's the speed I would love to get my hands on.
Who wouldn't?
Especially at the moment. But hey,
absolutely.
A lot of messages. Thanks, guys, for writing in. Brigitte from Austria. Hello from rainy Austria. We had only 12 degrees today. Yesterday evening, I put the heating on.
Ooh, really?
I can't believe that's no
one.
good.
Good Lord. In May. Oh, dear.
And lots more coming. New York City, Thomas Demiko is saying would love to return this summer to Arillas.
Oh, great place. Well, a favourite with many of our viewers. I know Richard Zebedee has got a soft spot for Arillas.
Yeah, Johnny Hayhurst said coming out on the 15th. Hopefully. So that's so easy. There's a lot of travel plans in the making, and that's great because EasyJet, we were talking of EasyJet yesterday, and they released that video we were speaking.
Yes, you've got it now finally, which is marvellous, isn't it? I've got some other news about EasyJet, which is perhaps not quite so marvellous. You want to do the not so marvellous news first?
Let's go on to that one.
There's 2 bits of news. First of all, I had an email yesterday, and I dare say all of our friends did who have had anything to do with EasyJet, informing everybody about a competition. They're giving away 12 prizes for couples if you go onto their Instagram site and tell them where they should be flying in Europe. And the 12 best replies, or unless they're pulled out of a hat, will get free travel for the person and their friend for a whole year, would you believe? But listen, if you do go onto Instagram, while you're there looking at EasyJet, why not pop over to StudioKerkyra and check us out? We'd love to hear from you, as would our producer Claire Haas and myself. We're all on Instagram, so that would be fantastic. The other news from EasyJet is coming today, Thomas, and it isn't very good at all.
Oops.
It's about redundancies, would you believe? When I can find it.
Redundancies.
Yes,
I heard that one
they've
too.
announced plans to cut, would you believe, 30% of their workforce and reduce their fleet by 51 aircraft down to 302, which is a bit interesting because the other day we were talking about their largest shareholder on 34%, Stelios, who was the Greek co-founder, or founder originally of EasyJet and original complete owner. He was moaning about their deals that they bought too many planes. Well, maybe he hasn't got to moan so much now. So they're going to reduce their fleet and make a lot of people redundant. They're expecting only 30% of capacity between the
I think the build or something. And he says the Germans are welcome back on the 1st of July. lie.
That's
But
great.
they have the same problem with the staff, with the airlines. Lufthansa had to make thousands redundant, and so did others.
Absolutely. Just one final point before I talk about, I've got new news on Lufthansa, which is also rather surprising. Just finishing off EasyJet, they have confirmed they're going to resume flights on the 15th of June, but only domestically within the UK and France to begin with. Face masks, deep cleans of all planes, hand sanitizers and wipes available on board. But the key thing is there's going to be no food available.
No food on the flight.
So EasyJet are saying today, yes.
Yeah. So guys, if you experience a small interruption, I apologize for that. That's the internet here. Very quick. I changed the settings overnight, and I recover a little bit quicker as usual, hopefully.
With a combination of EU money and German government money, well, would you believe, Thomas, the board of directors of Lufthansa has voted against staggering 66% market share. And only 12 of the 300 aircraft that are based there are going to be affected. So I don't really know what they're moaning about. So unfortunately, just at the moment, the €9 billion, $10 billion rescue package is literally up in the air for Lufthansa.
Yeah, so
very strange, that one, I think.
I think it's very strange. I mean, I'm looking over here and I see I'm dropping the frames again, and the speed is going now with 600 kilobits. This is near to nothing to cope with for any network, and there you can see how damaged this network is here. So I know I got you on the screen here, and I switch over. I have to do some technical. So guys, I'm so sorry if we getting interrupted news constantly. Oh, we're upgrading. But then you always face the same problem, and it's really annoying when you can't even stream out. Now I'm dropping down to 16 kilobits a second, and that's not enough to stream anything out.
No, it's an ongoing battle, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, man, with the phone call yesterday, they told me they are on it. They have engineers working very, very hard to fix the hardware issues they have. And it is definitely a hardware issue. They're throttling down the band because they're saying, okay, there's a lot of people off, they're saying. I mean, it's not. Let's talk about that quickly. Why it just fits in. When you look now outside here, it doesn't look any different than last year, only there's no tourists.
Indeed, Thomas, you've got some good photographs, haven't you, that amply demonstrate that point. That's some point coming up.
Then with the question mark, everything is back to normal, it looks like. Question mark. And when you look at these pictures, it really seems like it. Okay, there is no tourists. You can see it's empty. For that time of year, the listen should be full.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so it's not hard social distance. But when you overlook here, just down next to the old fort, these tables are at the same position as they were last year, so they're nothing different.
No,
but the only thing is you got a fantastic happening now. You experienced that, and I experienced that here with
But yes, no, I haven't seen any shop workers wearing gloves at all, actually, Thomas. In fact, I'd go further to say that some shops who had been very regimented in their COVID-19 response with limiting the amount of customers in at any one time, I'm afraid there's some local shops near to me that have slipped a bit recently. So it's a little bit like it was pre-COVID-19 to some extent. Obviously, the big thing that's missing are all you wonderful people that should be here on your sadly can't get here at the moment, but I know you're doing your best to do so.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking forward to. I mean, of course, this isn't going to start. No, the Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis said to the Bild by an interview, yes, on the 1st of July, we're welcoming back the German tourists. That's the first, but there's also the Spanish are coming, the Italian are coming.
Yes.
And now it depends what the UK government is doing with the quarantine rule. Maybe also the English, the UK starts arriving here, especially on all the famous tourist destinations, and there is Santorini, there is Crete, there is Rhodes, there is Cyprus, and there is Corfu, of course.
Yeah, that would be great if they were. I think the UK is a little bit of limbo, and maybe they're otherwise distracted with other news stories just at the moment. Just to remind everybody, Monday, week ago or so, there was this travelling pact between 11 member states, and they are Austria, Greece, Germany, Cyprus, Croatia, Bulgaria, Italy, Malta, Portugal, Slovenia, and Spain. Could be the first set of countries to be flying in and out of each other. I have got some news that I think is very positive from Cyprus, and
Great.
that's the first country that I'm aware of. They've actually pledged to cover the costs of anyone who tests positive for COVID-19 after travelling there in Cyprus. The government there will pay for accommodation, medicine, food, and drink for patients and the families, would you believe? The tourists will only have to pay for the cost of airport transfers and repatriation flights. This was announced in an open letter by the Cyprus government yesterday. And tourism, just in case you want to know, is 15% of their gross domestic product. There will also be quarantine hotels for the families of anyone who does test positive for COVID-19. And there's a 100-bed hospital dedicated for patients and tourists with COVID-19. All airports on Cyprus are due to open from the 9th of June, and to begin with, services will be to Greece, Germany, Israel, and Malta.
Wow.
So that's a positive sign.
That's a positive sign, and
Yes,
that's great. I mean, here is
absolutely.
Thomas Demiko is writing and asking, are places going to be open in July? Thomas, yes, they are. They
Yes,
are
of
now
course,
open.
yes.
You see, coffee shops are open. Up in the village in Agiradis, when I drove through yesterday, they put the tables nice up. They
They
put
have,
some
haven't they?
distance
I
in
saw
between
that,
at
yes,
least,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And and now we know it's open.
That's in St. George
Down
South. Yeah.
St. George South. In town, a few people said yes, there is smaller tavernas open, bars open, coffee shops open. They
Okay,
ready
that's
for
good.
business. So it's all opening up all over the island.
Fantastic if they are. Just to bring home the point, we have a new viewer called Jan McEwen.
And I'm watching the system again. I cannot believe that's happening, but yeah, it is. So, and I hope this problem gonna be fixed very soon. But guys, if you lose us, we apologize. We try to bring that again and again. So Jackie Cherry saying hi everybody, just got back from an afternoon drink at Papayannis,
Oh,
St.
good one, Jackie.
George. See, that's what's happening. It's great. So there's people still out. The coffee shops are distancing in mind. You can go anywhere on this island. So the ferries are working. We see the traffic picking up a little bit. But
Yes, I
yeah,
think
and it's
that's
gonna be, you
definitely
know,
so, yes.
the next 3 days
Yeah.
is a few days, and it's the 1st of June. And with that, the
Indeed,
tourists should start
yeah.
slowly arriving, especially Italy. They said they're doing the ferry services for the 1st
Okay,
of
good
June.
Good
But
one.
don't hold me.
No, I won't.
So that's also information we're getting, and then we have to verify. We verify, and you know, within 24 hours things can change here. But at the moment, 1st of June, no?
That's what it looks like, yes. Slowly, but I think over the next month and a half, we will see some big differences and changes to what things are currently at the moment. Just one word of warning that I must say about another subject completely different. You've already read her name out today. That is Makey Wooning from the Netherlands. She's joining us. A very good afternoon to you. She warned us about, as is on Facebook, that her parents have received a very convincing looking fake letter from their bank, the big Dutch bank Rabobank, which is after their debit cards to be returned, including the expiry dates of the card, and would you believe their PIN numbers. If you receive any of these fraudulent letters, do not act on anything that you see or read in that letter. It is nothing more than a fraudulent Another bit of news, Thomas. Kathy Duckworth, our lovely viewer in Rhoda on the island here, she reminded us,
but we never heard the word Messe.
Really? So
until we came to Corfu.
Corfu thing, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, there is. And sadly enough, we have a lot of problems with the internet again. And
no.
it's just going again down and up. It's so, guys, I really apologize for that. I do not know what to do with that. That's definitely a Cosmote issue, and I hope they're getting that fixed very, very soon. Or you know what, we have to look in further to the whole thing and hold them accountable for what they selling. And that's one thing, saying this straight out now, and I don't care, because I think it has to be said. So not just switching over to me because they can see me too, but you know what? It's a good company. They've always been a good company, but the last couple of years something must have really, really terribly gone wrong with them. And I think that puts down anything you get from Cosmote is they try to sell you anything they have on offer. That's where they put all their efforts in. But customer service itself, they struggling. They are very friendly. They are very good, but they get the same list to say again and again and again. Yesterday the phone call started off with me telling them what the problem is, and then the standard routine. Oh, reboot your router. When this doesn't, okay. And I stopped them. I said, no, don't. Because I know exactly what's going on. It's your hardware, it's your infrastructure, and you telling us for the last 4 years, as very, very closely for the last few years, what's happening with them, is you fixing it. There's new hardware, we putting new lines in, we getting new things together. I mean, this takes 4 years. China built a hospital in 1 week. Yeah, and when you look in there, all the electronics, all the electrics, everything you need to lay in there, I mean, it comes to the same amount of work, but doesn't matter about it. But for 4 years now, and then after I'm saying, you know what, I'm a journalist, they put me on hold for at least 5 minutes yesterday. Then they came back, and then we got problem with the equipment, and we got 3 teams on Corfu working on that problem. I don't know if that's true or not, because when you hear excuses for so long, and they pushing their products more and more, promising speeds double up for 50 megabytes, do this, buy that to make it faster. There's no speed to begin with. And today the tests I did, were terrible. Some of the tests came back. I had 980 kilobits upload, and I had 420 kilobits download. And then vice versa, it went up to download to 1 megabit, upload to 300. Or they constantly vary, but it is so low, and that's for the money we pay and everybody else out there. I think it's a disgrace. Well, it's a serious disgrace. It's a holiday island. They know when the tourists come, the mayor in town, we want to be a more, how do you say now? But they want to make more a digital island.
Yes, well, that's
for
the Prime Minister, hasn't it?
But exactly. And we want to indulge in the whole technology. And then you have a situation like this when tourists come over here. It seems to work. As soon as the tourists are gone, it seems to get worse. But last year, as well, already in the summer, they struggled and they said, okay, we work more, we do more. But it doesn't seem, nothing seems to happen. And that's what annoys me. That's what gets me, when you get excuses after excuses, but the infrastructure doesn't change, and they concentrate of just selling everything, all the services they have. That's where they put their priority, but not a customer service or the technical side. That must be low priority for them.
Yes. One thing that has changed in the last 2 years that we do know about is the ownership structure of Cosmote. Within the last 2 years, most of the remaining Greek government shareholding was sold off to Deutsche Telekom. So really, Cosmote is more or less a wholly owned subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom. And that surprises me, Thomas, because Deutsche Telekom is one of the leading telecom companies, not only in Europe, but in the world as well. You would have thought they'd have got their finger out just that little bit more. And the other ironic point that I must make at this point, Thomas, is that it seems to me, and I'm sure it's just a pure coincidence, it can't be anything more than this, that at the time you've topped up on our broadband package, so we're heavily nicely in credit, suddenly the quality of service diminishes.
Just diminishes, exactly. I mean,
I wonder why.
I have no idea why that is.
But it's true, isn't it, Thomas? That since you took advantage of their special offer, quite right too, suddenly suddenly we're getting a little bit of a problem because, regular viewers to Unlocked SK and before that Lockdown SK, you were experiencing more or less a pretty good run of uninterrupted broadcasts. Okay, there were 3 days when we couldn't broadcast because of Cosmotape working on the line, as they said. But and it's only in the last week, isn't it, Thomas, that things have deteriorated in terms of
it's a
internet
little bit more than
stability.
it's a little bit more than a week. I think it must be 10 days. Okay,
Okay,
you know what?
yes, it's not much more, but okay.
Yeah,
between
yeah.
a week
So
and
it must
two.
be a week
So
or
let's
two
say 10
exactly
days, yes,
where we
okay.
started getting
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
First, it was the sandstorm. We said, okay, with the sand,
Yes, that's right.
I get that a little bit with the atmospheric disturbances.
Yes.
But when you look then in and when you measure, I mean, I have never seen that you got a signal strength here of 100%, but I have no bandwidth.
No.
And it doesn't even switch. But that's what they said yesterday to me. They said 3G is not working at all, and 4G. Yes, we know we got problems. Yeah, then do something about it. It's really when you look on the website and you wanna get help. That website is terrible. You only get products thrown at you. You buy this, do that, but nothing else.
No.
You try to find help on the website, you can't.
No. One thing that might be in our favour, I don't know. We're not the only people that suffer problems, possibly due to atmospherics. Did you catch that NASA's and SpaceX's planned launch yesterday of a rocket from Cape Canaveral in Florida was postponed until the weekend, and they cited too much electrical activity in the atmosphere, too many charged particles. So if that delayed a space launch of a rocket, maybe, and I'm not technically minded, maybe that might have something to do, but that was America and we are here in sunny Greece, so I don't think so.
Nah, this has to do with the network, because when I'm just reading here and people see that I'm reading, I'm getting things in there about you said go for a refund.
Thank you, Paul.
Brings us nothing really when we have to work with the internet. And Jackie Cherry is saying most of St. George has had no internet or phone all day. And there you go.
Thank you,
that's
Jackie, for telling us that.
That's every season, that's every time.
Yeah.
But it can't be true.
It seems, well, one thing that we can say is true is that this May that we're in now is unlike any other Mays. I've been here for 4 years now during the month of May, and we've always had, shall I say, normal internet connections and speeds. This particular May definitely isn't normal, is it?
No, it's definitely not normal. And we try our best to bring you that. And I'm going to have another phone call today. I'm not, when I bite into something, I'm not going to let go that quickly. Okay, there's always, give them the benefit of the doubt and let them fix that. But, it can't carry on like that. Especially, I know that from Jackie, as example, last year in St. George South, they had the same problems. And that's a tourist area. And how can this be there? No, I mean, we streamed last year. We streamed from places where people said, "Wow, how did you do that?"
In the middle of nowhere.
we had bandwidth.
Yes, we did.
Everything was great, and then it just disappears. And this is so smaller problems where they try to blame COVID-19. Of course, the usage has gone up, and I accept that. But now, after we unlocking here, and you can see that the beaches are full. The people are not next to each other like crazy.
No.
They keep nice distance. But you know what I mean? They're all out.
They're being well visited.
They will well visited.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
The island is open because I can see no restrictions or anything being enforced on restrictions like mandatory masks. That's not happening. But the island is open. No? So the internet usage is for sure not the same as when we were in lockdown. Definitely
absolutely not. No.
Yeah, but okay, we got other news too. I had
Jolly
to rant a little bit because it's really not fair.
It's your Thursday afternoon rant, was it? Okay.
Yeah, but hey,
we
got the thing from EasyJet.
This long-awaited film that one of our lovely viewers tipped us off about.
Yes, and let's have a look at that one.
Good one.
Your safety's always been important to us, so we want to update you on some wellbeing measures that we're introducing this summer.
Check in online and download your boarding pass. If you have COVID symptoms, please do not travel. At some airports, there may be a quick temperature check, and if you not pass this, you'll be terminal. But please check this before you travel. Keep your masks on at all times.